Harry and Meghan are officially in their flop era. They've lost lucrative business deals, they've been pushed out of the royal family, lost the adoration of their fans, and now they're losing their high-powered friends. Sky News All Stars Rita Panahi, Kinsey Schoefield and Angela Levin examine the mounting list of A-listers who have abandoned the royal rejects.
And the fact that they haven't invited Harry and Meghan, I think, says a lot, actually. I think that their behaviour has been so bad and that now they're getting very fed up. And if Harry couldn't even behave at the coronation and have lunch with his family, or even say to his father, well done, and give him a hug, well, you just stay where you are and we will stay where we are.
Prince Harry may not be at King Charles's birthday festivities. This reportedly will mark the first time Harry has not been welcome at his father's official birthday celebrations. A royal source told News Corp, "I'm afraid it's a reflection of the state of relations at the moment." Esther, we thought the coronation may be an opportunity to heal some of those wounds and begin to reconcile, but it doesn't seem to be happening.
Well, clearly the mood is still very frosty. I mean, Prince Harry spent twice as long in the UK for his court case than he did at King Charles's coronation, and from what we can see, obviously the palace hasn't confirmed anything. It still seems to be quite cold certainly between the siblings, but also between Prince Harry and his father. The reality is, though, I think the royal family as an institution is clearly on a path, and they're clearly trying to pursue a certain strategy which alienates the likes of the Sussexes and Prince Andrew as well. So I suspect that even if relations were warmer, he still wouldn't be invited. He's not a working royal. I don't think he has any way back into the royal family. There's a big question mark whether his children will even know anything about the royal family, know their relatives and their cousins here in the UK. But I think it's mostly the fact that the royal family are trying to just get on with business and ignore the peripheral royals that really shouldn't be in the public eye, and also the fact that tensions are still running high between the Sussexes and the royal family.
Surprisingly, the usually understated Prince Kate led the charge against Harry and Meghan with a boss move.
The Princess of Wales is being praised for leading the royal response to Harry and Meghan's Oprah interview. It's been revealed Kate played a key role in what's now being considered a brilliant takedown of her sister-in-law's claims. Joining me now to discuss the latest is royal commentator Kinsey Schoefield. Kinsey, tell us about Kate's idea here. She managed to get the point home with a few choice words.
That's right. This is coming from Valentine Lowe's republication of his book, Courtiers. This is an updated version. And he says that those very famous, iconic lines, recollections may vary, almost did not make the final cut. And I'm sure you remember this. Those were almost the most important lines of that Oprah Winfrey interview rebuttal that the palace released. Valentine says that it was Catherine, the Princess of Wales, that really put her foot down and said that the world was going to judge them years from now by this statement, and would assume that Harry and Meghan were telling the truth unless they were more aggressive in denying their claims. And so she really, she had a boss moment there, and said, we need to include these lines. Recollections may vary.
After being deserted by their family, the Sussexes decided to start a new life in California. But it wasn't long before their A-lister friends and huge Hollywood contracts started dropping like flies too.
So Edmund Fry is in Pasadena, California. He's right out here and lives down the street from us and lived down the street from Meghan. And I went and interviewed him not too long ago. And he actually has, we'll show you the space where Meghan sat. And he taught her to have tea with the Queen. He said he's appalled by Meghan's behavior and that they have done such a disservice to the British royal family, and says that now anybody that goes through his cute little tea spot in Pasadena, they don't have kindness kind words for Meghan and Harry. They're, enthusiastic about King Charles and Queen Camilla, but they really kind of loathe the Montecito couple these days. So that's so interesting because that truly isn't far from Harry and Meghan. So the fact that people come to see him, are disappointed by their actions too, says a lot about the tone in the United States of America.
Yes, if they lose the adulation in California, then they're in trouble because that's their natural home ground. That's where celebrities are fated and, very left-leaning, matches their politics. But if they start getting on the nose there, then they really are in trouble. They may have to come to Australia.
And once brands started to see Harry and Meghan's star fading, they quickly dropped their lucrative contracts.
I think that a lot of people and celebrities and companies are distancing themselves from the Sussexes because they do seem to be a flop. They do seem to bring drama wherever they go and overpromise and underdeliver. So you're seeing celebrities and companies like Dior quickly trying to distance themselves, saying, no, there's no way we're signing Meghan Markle. That's not happening. And then representatives for people coming out quietly saying, no, she actually was not having dinner or lunch at the sushi restaurant with our client. So I think that they're pretty much considered toxic here in the States at this point in time.
And so the dominoes started to fall. Despite the initial popularity of their Netflix series, even the industry distanced themselves from the Sussexes. And the US government wanted nothing to do with Harry and Meghan either, denying their request to hitch a ride on Air Force One to return to the United States after the Queen's funeral.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Now, the word has come out that they, and I couldn't believe this, they tried to hitch a ride back to the U.S. on Air Force One after the Queen's funeral, but apparently they were quickly snubbed by Biden officials who realized that, this would just be far too much. What did you make of this report?
James, is there anything worse than a rich freeloader? But that is what they are. First of all, that's what the royalty is. Forgive me for saying, but even these people who sort of said no, turned their backs on the royalty, they moved to America to become celebrities expecting to live off of the attention of, the average person. And I guess here they thought that had elevated them to the status of American royalty celebrities, that they can just hop on Air Force One. Doesn't work that way here. I'm sorry, we don't have a royalty here. But I mean, just rich freeloaders. Is there anything worse?
Fair enough. Batya Ungar Sargon, we've got to leave it there.
Harry and Meghan's latest famous fallout is with A-listers David and Victoria Beckham, who they used to count as good friends and close confidants.
We understand there's been a bit of a dust-up between the Sussexes and the Beckhams. Can you fill us in what's happened here?
Yes, now Meghan Markle, as she was, and Victoria Beckham are said to have bonded over their shared love of fashion, and the Beckhams were invited to the Sussexes' wedding in Windsor. But apparently there was a bust-up because the Sussexes accused the Beckhams of leaking stories about them to the press, in particular stories about Victoria giving Meghan fashion advice. And it's been claimed that Harry phoned up David Beckham to put those claims to him, and that David Beckham was absolutely furious about it, and their friendship is now over.